horn, backing in, twists and fires and missed that. Air ball picked out of the air by Charles. Back up, double clutched and scored. Charles, his first rebound, and on the putback, his first field goal. Most underrated guards in the league. Bowling, firing, McDaniel missing, and the rebound, Charles Barkley was called. McDaniel for Chambers. And Charles strips in and steals. Second steal of the game for the Sixers. Charles drives. Charles Barkley to Kaminsky, cutting on the layup good. Maybe there's a buck.
No, there's a duck.
What's the University of Oregon?
There's that nice feed by Charles Barkley to the slicing Mike Kaminsky.
His first field goal, and it's 7-4 Philadelphia. This is game 2 of this road trip. It continues in Los Angeles. I'll tell you more about that as this game wears on. Charles ducks in off the glass and the rim and goes.
Well, I'm amazed that the Suns just let Charles Barkley back down the X-Man without double teaming him. Yeah, that's a difficult assignment if you're not going to double team. This is where if you and I'd go out there, that sucker would bounce halfway out to midcourt, wouldn't it?
Speak for yourself.
Thank you.
Charles, the jumper, nothing but net. Off the right side. Charles doing it inside and then stepping outside.
Remember, Sixer fans, to watch the Sixers return to the Spectrum on Monday, January 7th, to take on David Robinson and the San Antonio Spurs. Great seats are still available, which is hard to imagine when you have the San Antonio Spurs coming to town. Call 336-2000. Tell you what, they do pound the offensive boards with the X-Man, West, Chambers.
And here's the foul way outside. McDaniel fouling Charles Barkley. Here comes Manute into the game. Cole makes his first appearance. Mike Kaminsky will sit down.
Manute Cole replacing Mike Kaminsky in the Sixers lineup.
Manute hands to Charles. Played by McDaniel. Charles picked up his dribble and nowhere to go. Now he gets it back. Fires the jumper and nothing but net again. Charles shaking his head at McDaniel like, if you're going to play off me, I'm going to kill you with that shot.
Well, if you're the Phoenix Suns, though, you'd rather have Charles take the jump shot than drive to the basket.
Exactly. Picking a spot in the game and exploding. And just one run of like 8-10 points, and suddenly you got a big hole. Charles drives and is fouled as he went up to dunk it.
Well, it's the 76ers and the Phoenix Suns, if they're held to the low hundreds or barely to 100, as we take a look at Charles Barkley driving the baseline on the X-Man, but the Phoenix Suns are just 1-5 this season if they are held to under 100 points. So they are not accustomed to being held under 100, and if they can get the running game going like you said, it'll be a lot easier for them. Talking to Lang, he misses a shot. Sixers on the run. Barkley all over Hornacek. Good move by Charles Barkley. I'll tell you what, he did learn that from Magic Johnson. That was a great pass by Rambis.
Barkley dribble drive. And then flips it off to Jason. He fights it up on the glass and good. 39-31, Suns by 8. Sixers get back off this road trip, and on January 12th, they'll take on the New Jersey Nets. Young and improving with one of the very, very good young players in the game, Derek Coleman.
It's nice to see Mike Kaminsky continue to hustle because on the offensive end, shooting 38%, you could pretty much say, well, the heck, I'm not going to go out there and continue to hustle, but he's out there defensively, working hard, getting the offensive or defensive rebound. Charles Barkley goes in, slices between the players and dunks it, but give Mike credit, he's working hard out there.
Charles just exploded past Phoenix defenders. 45-35, Suns by 10.
Yeah, you talk about explosion. You said it right. He explodes to the basket. Take a look at Rambis coming over, Lane coming over. He was able to blow by Tom Chambers.
That's things where they like it right now. A double-digit lead, and they're like a fighter. They'll look for an opening where they can run off another one of those 6-8 point runs and blow the game open. Foul as Charles twisted his way to the basket.
Basket is good by Charles.
We've seen Charles Barkley do this move a number of times. Get the defensive player leaning towards the basket. He just ducks under him. Goes up under the arm, draws the contact, gets the foul called, and is still strong enough to get the shot off and make for the block. Stay in there, Manute. Through the defense. I'll tell you what, the entire defense for the Phoenix Suns converged on Charles Barkley that time. Charles went up through all of them. Getting a layup.
Chambers banging Charles pretty good, and they're letting him play. Charles turns the corner on him and draws the foul, and that would have counted had it gone, but it carries away. Charles gets to the free throw line, and the foul is on Chambers.
15 fouls.
So you can play a little bit more physical if you're Tom Chambers, because you realize the X-Man is on the team, and that gives you 12 fouls at that spot for the most part. Tom Chambers doing a good job of playing Charles Barkley.
Maybe gambling a little bit more.
You're allowed to do that now because you realize that Daniel's over there, and you've got a couple other solid players on the bench.
Well, you got Neely who can come off.
You like that, don't you, Big Ed? I like him as a player.
As a role player. Thanks to Miller Genuine Draft, here's what's on tap at halftime with Neil Hartnett. If you are ready to hit the hills for some cross-country skiing, Pat Croce has
doing a good job of plugging that middle up. He's come a long ways. You know, he's starting to look pretty good now as a NBA center.
Well, they just activated him, and obviously Cotton had waited and waited and waited. He said the last time that he had been hurt, they brought him back too soon.
He suffered a contusion of the left hand, wrist, forearm, cut over the left.
Able to flick at it, got a piece of it, and knocked it in. Turner blocked from behind. But off of Rambis's head to Charles. Bang! Down the well for three. Charles, the last two games, he shot the three pretty well. Kaminsky picked it up. Mike Kaminsky, 4 points in the first half. He's 21 away from hitting 10,000 for his career. Barkley raises up from outside and drains that. Charles flashes one in baseline right, and he still has a hot hand. Here come the Sixers again. Charles danced away from Hornacek. Unless they make a switch, they got a mismatch, and Charles drains it over Hornacek.
20-second timeout.
And a 20-second timeout taken by Cotton Fitzsimmons, who doesn't like at all what he has watched here as the Sixers have come out with both guns smoking. 61-58. Mahorn jumper in and out, no good. Rebound Kaminsky. Kaminsky hook, follow, no. Yeah, Charles tried to slap at it, and it's out of bounds. Going to belong to Phoenix after a 7-zip run to begin the quarter by Philadelphia. Charles blocked, got it back, and
Charles Barkley
finally was able to get it to fall. Charles a steal on the Kevin Johnson pass. 4-on-1. You got to like this number. A bounce to Hersey, goes up and scores.
Hersey Hawkins from Charles Barkley.
They're going to be sold out the rest of the year. We've got every game sold out. Barkley, fall away, nope, but a foul. He looked at McDaniel. McDaniel says, who, me? No, it was my buddy over there, Tom Chambers. And they get Chambers with a foul.
You're right.
McDaniel, did you see him? He goes, no, I didn't do it.
That's team harmony. Take a look at the replay. You see where the foul is. There's Chambers coming over. Gives him a little push, but man, that's a that wasn't much of a foul. Especially when you take a look back in the first period and you realize Chambers clubbed Hersey Hawkins on that one, got him head to toe, and there was no call. Now all of a sudden you come down here and you give a little tap to the stomach. But you see that move a lot when guys take jump shots.
Poked away by Charles. He's grabbed by Kevin Johnson. The boys pulled free, and Kevin Johnson fouling Charles in the backcourt. Number 2 on KJ, and the third on the team.
Good anticipation. You see Charles coming up from the baseline. Great anticipation by Charles. The ball, no doubt, would have been in Charles' hand for the dunk.